Customs agents say they arrested dozens of Venezuelan gang members.
We ask for everybody to do continued support of that because it is not stopping. These are 24/7 operations, and we're going to carry the agenda of this administration forward.
All targeted in raids were violent criminals, including members of a Venezuelan gang. ICE reports more than 8,700 people have been arrested nationwide since raids started last week.
Las Vegas erupted into chaos as ICE agents and the FBI raided a luxury casino infested with members of a Venezuelan gang. Panic swept the floor. Screams echoed, slot machines went dead, and poker chips flew like shrapnel. In an instant, the glittering city of lights was plunged into darkness, feeling for the first time the shock of a war it never expected.
It's a very important step by the government and also by the private sector.
Also on Wednesday,
October 14th, 2025, the night the City of Lights turned cold. Las Vegas, a place usually buzzing with laughter, music, and the clatter of slot machines, fell into an eerie silence. That night, a massive joint operation by ICE and the FBI unfolded inside one of the city's busiest casinos. Agents swarmed the building, sealing every exit and clearing the gaming floor as stunned gamblers froze mid-hand. Helicopters thundered overhead, their red and blue lights slicing through the neon haze of the Strip. By sunrise, 98 suspects were in custody, and what had seemed like an ordinary casino was exposed as the money laundering.
Arresting more than 100 Venezuelan gang members as part of President Trump's plan to deport illegal immigrants and secure the border.
Inside the glittering casino vaults, federal agents uncovered millions in cash tied to a vast criminal network that reached far beyond Nevada. This wasn't just another Vegas scandal. It was the exposure of a full-fledged criminal empire operating in plain sight. For years, the gang had been using the city's casinos as secret laundering hubs, and on that fateful night, the feds finally shut it all down.
Is second in command of Tren de Aragua, a violent gang that organized in a Venezuelan prison. Agents believe he is calling the shots for TDA's operations across the U.S.
They came across giant waves of migration during the Biden administration.
So, who are the people powerful enough to turn a Las Vegas casino into their personal bank? The story begins in one of the most unlikely places, Tocaron Prison in Venezuela. That's where the notorious Tren de Ara gang was born. What started as a small group of inmates running smuggling operations behind bars slowly grew into a massive, well-structured criminal empire. Darker, deadlier, and far more organized than anyone could have imagined.
Says is second in command of the violent Venezuelan gang, Tren de Aragua. The FBI just added Giovanni Mosqueda Serrano to its most wanted list. KPRC2's TJ.
The FBI has identified Giovanni Mosqueda Serrano as the second in command of the violent Venezuelan gang known as Tren de Ara, and he's now on their most wanted list. Today, Tren de Ara operates across Venezuela, Colombia, Chile, Ecuador, Peru, and even the United States. Their list of crimes reads like something out of a nightmare. Drug trafficking, extortion, human smuggling, contract killings, and massive money laundering operations. U.S. officials have classified them as a terrorist-level threat, with some describing them as a wealthier, more disciplined version of MS-13. But here's the chilling part. While law enforcement focused on border crossings and drug routes, Tren de Ara had already infiltrated America. Not in dark alleyways or run-down neighborhoods, but in luxury apartments and upscale suburban communities.
Homeland Security and the FBI, they shut off about 4 square blocks around here. We've got some video we'd like to show you, but several operations have been ongoing all morning, more than a half dozen in the metro area. They were targeting, as you said, about 100 was the number they were looking to get.
By 2024, the Tren de Ara gang had quietly expanded its reach into at least 15 U.S. states, with smaller satellite cells operating in 8 more. But they weren't just moving drugs. They were buying real estate, creating shell companies, and seamlessly blending into everyday American life. Eventually, the Department of Homeland Security identified roughly 600 migrants in the U.S. with potential ties to Tren de Ara. Of those, 100 confirmed members were placed on the FBI's watch list for violent and organized crime.
Area that's usually Louisiana. They're not facing federal criminal charges, so they will face removal from the United States. These are the people federal investigators say are connected to Tren de Aragua. a Venezuelan gang whose members were accused of murdering Georgia college student Laken Riley and taking over a Colorado apartment building.
The reports from the ground were even more disturbing. Local authorities in states like Florida, Texas, and Nevada began noticing troubling patterns. Neighborhoods slowly being overtaken by gang activity. Apartments, convenience stores, and even construction sites were allegedly under the control of trendy ARA members or their associates. They were building hidden networks within ordinary communities, quiet, calculated, and dangerously organized.
FBI agent in Mobile talking about Wednesday's arrest of a half-dozen people alleged to be members of a notorious Venezuelan gang.
A top FBI agent in Mobile spoke out Wednesday following the arrest of 6 individuals believed to be members of a notorious Venezuelan gang.
We see that there are connections between TDA members here and TDA folks overseas, which is what's part of this indictment, and really the collaboration of this entire group here, which has been tracking TDA crimes and violence across the city of Houston with connections to this individual overseas.
For years, U.S. intelligence underestimated how rapidly this organization was expanding. They didn't draw attention to themselves. No noise, no flash, just quiet, calculated moves. They operated with precision, patience, and strategy. By the time the alarms finally went off, Trendy ARA had evolved far beyond a foreign gang slipping across the border. It had become a deeply entrenched criminal empire with powerful financial ties and a network woven throughout the United States.
There is a $3 million reward now on the table for any information leading to the arrest of a man the FBI says is second in command of the violent Venezuelan gang, Tren de Aragua.